What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, TonageScorp, here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
What up?
This is episode number 57, which is pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself. And on the bright side of all this, you guys will only be seeing this a month-ish after its original recording, because I am indeed catching up on that. So let's go. Anyway,
I saw sometime yesterday or a couple days ago. It was like 43 got uploaded, and I was like, that wasn't too long ago.
yeah. The last one that was uploaded was indeed 43. And I forgot to title it because I was home dealing with some family things going on. This Thanksgiving was not my most favorite. Definitely not even in the top 19, and I'm 20 years old, so if that's enough of a clue on how crappy this Thanksgiving was, that's where it's at right now. But so I'm a little behind. Don't worry, I'm getting back into it. You know, we're back. I'm back at school. Here at the end of the semester, so been grinding out the homework. So all that jazz. Deception and I have been on that Camo grind.
Yeah, I'm halfway through with MW3 guns and multiplayer.
Yeah, you are killing it. I, on the other hand, am not. So, but that's okay. I'm still in the race, kind of. Anyway, so last week was Thanksgiving, so no episode last week, just because we were home, spend time with our families, etc., etc. Deception lives in the same area as his family, so he was just spending time with his family, etc., etc. But yeah, like quite a bit has happened since the last podcast. I know the last podcast we didn't really talk much because we were just very excited to play COD, and that want to play is still there, which is, I'd say, a good thing.
Yeah.
Because usually, it's like, oh, this game sucks or whatever, but I'm still having a grand old time. Like, I'm putting in the hours on this one for sure. I'm very excited to keep playing it. I've uploaded a video on it and it's done pretty decently well. So I'm gonna make a part 2, I think, kind of deal, or a sequel, if you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like COD has been, it's back, baby. It's for sure back. And you know what?
Yeah, I think COD is back.
For 100%. And let's just say I'm having a grand time. I'm having a great time playing. It's just been so much fun, so much fun.
Dude, honestly, if skill-based matchmaking wasn't in this game, this would be probably like my favorite COD that I've played in like years.
Since like BO2, kind of like right now it's pretty much the same level as like BO4 for me, I'd say. As far as like the amount that I'm grinding it and then the fun I'm having playing. I think, but for it to be like, it could, without SBMI, it could be like BO2 level for me, and that's like my favorite COD. So, that's kind of where we're at. So we've been what we need to do this week, Deception, so we can talk about it next week on the podcast, is we really need to like give Modern Warfare Zombies like a good like run. You know what I mean? Because we've been just using it to like grind camos and like challenges and stuff like that, but in like levels.
I've been doing the different missions for the contracts, story, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like I want to go into the tier 3 and see, like, I want to like, I was thinking about it last night when we were playing.
Well, we'll have to if we do all these missions, because eventually we'll have to beat the boss.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, I'm stuck on mercenary convoy, so,
I mean, because even right now, like I have to destroy people's armor plates with Shatter Blast, and the only way I can get armored zombies is if I go into tier 2. So
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I don't know. I just really want to just experience it because right now I've been just grinding it and doing what I need to do to get the camos and the levels and the stuff because I'm very behind Deception at the moment.
yeah,
But I don't know. It is what it is. I guess before we go into like Modern Warfare 3 and like the game in and of itself, I feel like we can like go into the I know you wanted to talk about the GAs for CDL this week. Um I don't know. Is there like a specific like pose?
well, the thing is like it's funny because, and people have been talking about it recently, but the pros and stuff have been way more silent about GAs this year. Like we haven't been hearing from the normal people we hear from about GAs or being updated super frequently about GAs, which is kind of weird. And the GAs have
Interesting.
also gotten like kind of crazy. And like even if like the GAs aren't getting crazy, some of the takes on the GAs are kind of wild.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was it. There was that clip that you sent me that Envoy did with a DDoS field upgrade, and that's
Yeah,
banning the.
apparently they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna use DDoS or not.
Okay.
Um, Personally, in my opinion, I think they should run one. I think there should be like one per team, but I don't know. I don't think they will
Yeah.
because there's been a lot of stuff. Like everybody's been trying to figure out like how to counter how good the trophies are and like how like and people are snaking and stuff like that. And people brought up DDoSes and they didn't want to do that. People brought up smokes and people don't want to do that. And it's like I don't know. I don't know what you want. Like you want to counter snaking and like trophies and stuff, but we give you the options and you're like nah.
Yeah. They're I don't know, but they did come out with an official map pool for the 2024 season, which is pretty cool. If I do see so myself, you can kind of now people can start knowing what maps to grind and learning what rotations and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
for Hardpoint, it's going to be Invasion, Karachi, Skid Row, Sub Base, Terminal. For Search and Destroy, it is High Rise, Invasion, Karachi, Skid Row, and Terminal. I feel like I just read like the same ones. And then Control, it's High Rise, Invasion, and Karachi. So there's only 3 viable control maps, and Karachi looks like it's pretty good across the board along with Invasion. So
Yeah, it seems like basically just high rise invasion Karachi are like the three maps that play well for everything. And
yeah, except for Hardpoint for High Rise, they didn't.
I'm kind of surprised that like Skid Row made it in for Hardpoint, but it also played pretty well in the beta, so it
Yeah,
makes sense. Um, I think one thing that like on the surface, if people aren't following very well, that would really surprise them is that sub base Hardpoint made it, but sub base Hardpoint, in my opinion, from what I've seen at least, is probably the best Hardpoint map, which is kind of weird.
yeah. Well, it made the cut. So Deception, if you wanna, you know, do any eights or anything, you'll be set. You'll be set. Um, but
That'd
yeah,
be crazy if I
yeah,
did eights.
that would. So now they got we've got some maps going on here. We're gonna see. I've been seeing a lot of different eights going on. People are grinding for sure. For
Honestly,
sure,
the
for sure, for sure.
retired pros have been keeping
Oh yeah.
eights together.
Oh yeah, they have like
There's
Nade.
all kinds of retired pros that are just always playing eights every day. I
Yeah.
mean, granted, like that might stop once the CDL starts because like a lot of these retired pros I think are playing eights for
Mm-hmm.
like kickoff tournaments and stuff. But it's still really cool to see
Yeah.
a bunch of people playing eights and
And
like
playing COD again. You know what I mean? Like, so many people have just not been playing COD, and they're back. Everyone's back to playing it, and it feels so good. I look and I see my friends list has a bunch of different people on it. They're all playing. They're all doing something. Feels like the good old days. I can just call up someone and be like, "Yo, you want to play?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm on." And then,
Yeah, I hear a lot of people being like, seeing my IRL friends playing this game is like pretty awesome.
yeah. Um, I was playing with Deception Risk and I were all playing last night. And we were having a good time.
Yeah, we were just vibing.
Yeah, we were. The thing is like Risk is kind of like hit or miss with COD sometimes. Like they either really enjoy playing it or they absolutely hate it. So the
I
fact that they're
mean, with the
playing is
current CODs, I could understand it.
yeah. So the fact that they're playing it right now, I'm gonna take advantage of that and I'm gonna play with them because something about playing with your significant. I've talked about it on this podcast before, but like playing with your significant other for your video games.
Pause.
What? Pause. What do you mean pause?
You just ended it with playing with your significant other. And I was thinking, yeah, that generally people like doing that.
Yeah. There's just something about it. It's just so good, so much fun. It like brings you guys closer, and it's like a different level to your relationship, and and the Call of Duty
Well,
is
especially because like with me and you, like video games is like
it's
a
such a
huge thing.
it's such a
So
big part of our lives, and being able to
yeah,
share
so like
that with someone.
being able to do your favorite thing with your favorite person is really cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's my gushy wishy spot for the day, I guess. But yeah, but having a good time. I think I'm finally getting the hang of like this camel grinding thing. I've been moving through things a lot faster, as far as like, and then as far as like levels go. I mean, last week there was a double XP all week all across the board, so I definitely took
Yep.
advantage of that. Except for I wasn't at my PC. I played on the Xbox. I played on Riss's Xbox. I signed into my account, so I could play.
Hey, at least you had something to play.
Yeah, it's true. I was just like, hey, darling, can I play COD on your
I mean,
Xbox?
compared to your PC, it probably runs pretty well on the Xbox.
Oh, like it runs well. It's just like the quality is pretty crappy.
Yeah, you can't really do a lot with like graphic settings
Yeah.
on the
No, it
consoles,
literally
but
looked like the quality was really bad. It was really bad. Um, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, double XP. Apparently, I think there was like a record. There was like a lot of
there was
people
a
playing.
record amount of players during the Thanksgiving like
Yes.
holiday like
Yes.
weekend, which that we have not surpassed the amount of players we had this weekend since MW19, and that also means that not only is it the most we've had since MW19, it's the most we've had. We had more players playing this weekend than when COVID was rampant and everybody was playing
Mm-hmm.
Warzone. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, listen, do it up. If you gotta play COD to get through dealing with your family, that's what you gotta do.
I mean, it's crazy that when you have a developer team that listens to the community, how many people enjoy playing your game.
I know, right? It's like, wow. It's like, oh, things are happening in the game that we want to see in the game, and we're happy about it. Oh my god, who
Yeah,
would
I
have
mean, like
seen this coming?
even with like stuff that's like more minor, like these little events that have been happening, or you earn XP to get stuff,
Oh, I
like
like
those are
those.
really cool. Like, granted, like even though they didn't make the best game, and I don't think they should be making COD anymore. Infinity Ward did a good job with doing events and stuff last year, but like Sledgehammer we've already had two events, like two little mini events this year, and it
Like the
hasn't even been
weekly
a month.
challenges stuff, and I like that because you can do the weekly challenges throughout the entire season, which is pretty cool.
Well, yeah, and then like even if you didn't finish the weekly challenges, I'm pretty sure that you could just go back and do them, even if you
Yep,
didn't do
you can
them
do
for a
them up
couple
until,
seasons.
so that's pretty cool too.
That's the really cool part because I've always seen that and been like, man, like I wish that was a thing because like
I think they
I
had
think
that in like
Sledgehammer
Fortnite.
has a very good understanding of like there's some people who don't have all the time in the world to play COD, so.
Yeah. I know they had that in like what Fortnite or something. They had that.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Fortnite during the seasons, you can go back and do whatever weekly challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Um,
that is something I thought was cool then, and I still think is cool now because as someone who, especially with like school, like some weeks I can play more than others, just like based off of like class, like what I have to do for my classes and stuff. Like this week, obviously, I'm not gonna be able to play as much because like I had to some personal stuff, so I had to go home early, and I came home late. So like I'm behind on school, so I have to use this week to catch back up. And like there's like 2 weeks left of the semester, and then finals. So like, but like during finals week, I'm gonna be on here grinding. Study for my like
yeah.
4 or 5 hours, hop on, play the rest of the night.
You know what I wish that COD would do?
What?
And I think this is the case in Halo Infinite, but I know it was the case in the Master Chief Collection. But in with Halo's Battle Pass system, um, you obviously have to buy the Battle Pass. Like
Yeah.
it's not free, which is normal for any game that has a Battle Pass. But if you don't finish a Battle Pass, you can go back and do it whenever you want.
Oh, I remember that.
Like there were when me and Wyatt started playing Master Chief Collection, we had already missed out on like I think like 8 or 9 seasons of Battle Pass, and we just went back and went through them,
I don't think they're gonna
which
do
was
that.
really cool.
I don't think they're gonna do that with Call of Duty. They're too money hungry. You know?
I think the thing that like, and I saw this get brought up like a little bit ago in a YouTube video, but I think a lot of the thing is going to boil down to how much like Microsoft has a pull in what Activision does,
Mm-hmm.
because it seems like with some situations when Microsoft acquires a company, they just kind of like oversee things and just let the company do whatever they want. But if they like do like an actual takeover of Activision and have a like a say in a lot of stuff, I think there could be some changes like that.
Who knows? It might be a good thing. I think
I mean,
either
I hope
way,
so.
I think either way, it's gonna be a good um thing.
I really don't think we'll see a lot from like the Microsoft side until like probably next year, but
Mm-hmm.
because right now it's early, like they've only had Activision for like a month.
Yeah.
So,
So,
and apparently like Bobby Kotick is not supposed to resign until 2024, so we'll see.
but I don't know. I think they can do it. I think they can really turn it around for them because they've been kind of going downhill for a while.
I just hope that they really like push to like make changes, because I
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there are some companies that Microsoft has bought where they just kind of they just bought them and let them do
Mm-hmm.
their own thing. So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't think they'll do that with Activision. Activision's too.
Activision is too volatile at this point.
Yeah.
Like they like Activision is in a place where like it seems like they're making like a couple of good decisions and a lot of bad
Mm-hmm.
decisions.
Yeah. And it's such like a pillar in the gaming like world though. I mean
I mean,
that's the
yeah,
I mean that's the thing though is like here's the thing. Ready? The reason I this is what my like speculation, right? It's pure speculation. Right? So like when gaming started like, you know, growing pretty exponentially, it started out with just people that were passionate about it, people that loved a game, loved games in and of themselves, wanted to make something, that other people enjoyed playing. Okay. That's how the boom of gaming started, right?
yeah.
And then as people, realize that this is going to be like $1 billion industry, they're like, "Oh, well, whatever I'm doing right now is kind of slowing down or it's kind of like plateaued. Let me get on this. Let me make a quick few bucks, you know?" And that's the thing, is like all these investors are like, yeah, this is gonna make you so much money, this is gonna be an instant turnaround in like 3 years, which is, if you know anything about investing in like companies like that, that never happens. You do not get an instant turnaround in 3 years. Like that is something that is very rare. um so like they're like, you're gonna get this like quick turnaround on your investment, and like it's gonna be worth this and this. And they're like, okay, yeah. And but the thing is these people, they wanted to say too, and they didn't know shit about shit. They didn't know what they were talking about, right? And they're like, okay, well, we want to make more money.
Yeah.
They're like, we want to make more money. We've made this much money. Let's make some more. So then they, do this, and this, and they're like, oh, let's do this pay to win thing, and then they start doing the pay to win, and then they're like, oh, let's, you know, do this, that, and the third to keep making more money.
And now they're messing with the matchmaking, so it like manipulates your game outcomes.
Yeah. So it's like, oh. So, they're just trying to, get your money. And unfortunately, that is the case with a lot of different, not just Activision, but a lot of gaming. Yeah, I know we've
I've
seen it
heard
with.
like recently, and I mean this might be like piggybacking off of the whole COD thing. So I feel like the COD problem with matchmaking is kind of like spread into other games, but I've heard a lot more people talking about how bad Fortnite is with matchmaking.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
And the main problem, and this is starting to show itself a little bit in COD, because there's a rumor that bots are coming to Warzone, but the problem with Fortnite is because of the strict skill-based matchmaking or whatever, you get tons of bots in your lobby, and basically until there's about 15 or 20 people left, the only people you'll usually kill are bots, and like people are starting to get bored with that, and they're not enjoying it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard that. I've seen like memes about it on like TikTok. It'd be like, oh my god, they're real.
Yeah, that was one of the first that was one of the first parts that I ever like I think that's when it started, is like I saw stuff on TikTok of people being like, "Oh, they're just bots. We can kill them and we can push them and then they just die." And I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense. Like that's funny." But like now, like I've heard a lot of people saying that, especially during this OG Fortnite stuff, the bots have gotten kind of bad.
Ew. So hopefully they don't add it into Warzone. They're probably gonna have the freaking mercenary camps like they do in freaking. I don't want bots. I want to fight against real
Well, the
people.
thing about bots is it's not the fact that they're gonna have like AI and stuff, because they tried that last year.
Hmm.
Um, the issue is they're gonna have AI that fill the lobby,
Why?
and they're gonna have like AI that act as real players.
What the fuck? Why would they do that?
Well, it's probably to fill the lobbies because, like, Warzone has strict matchmaking like COD does, and it's like, you know, it's funny that millions and millions of people play Warzone, and yet you struggle to get 150 people in a game because of the matchmaking system. So now they're like, oh, we can put bots in. Um,
Just get rid of the matchmaking. How about that?
yeah.
Or like loosen it a little bit. Jesus. Like you don't have to get
Um,
rid of it completely, because like I understand, like whatever.
I
But
wish
like,
it was like the thing about skill based matchmaking is the way that it should work is it should be connection first, and then the matchmaking system kicks in when you're trying to balance teams
hmm,
of people that have already connected. But there shouldn't be any like skill matching factor in the initial connection process.
that's fair. I don't know. I just
Because that's what X Defiant does. You could technically say that X Defiant has skill based matchmaking, and the fact that after you're connected, they balance the teams, but there's no skill matching in the connection system. Like you literally just whoever you're closest to, you're gonna match with.
I like that. But whatever. Let's Hashtag get rid of skill-based matchmaking. It's killing Call of Duty. Because, like, I don't want to, you know, sweat every single game, you know what I mean? Like, when we were playing with Unris's host last night, we were fucking killing it.
Dude, I was just running around with a sniper trying to level it. I was having fun.
Yeah, and we were playing on... By the way, Riss, it's not that they're bad, right? Because they're actually pretty good. It's the fact that they're at level 7 and have played, like, 4 games.
Yeah, they've, like, never played this game. They've never played these maps.
So, like, you know, they're just, like, so they've had bad lobbies. Which is nothing against them. It's just, you know, whatever. The skill-based matchmaking aspect of it, right? And so...
Well, yeah, because I'm sure, like, because they played, like, Vanguard and MW2, that their first couple games, it might have been a little bit difficult because of the matchmaking, but now that they're not doing so well because they don't know the game and the maps, their lobbies are going down a little bit.
Which, you know, which will be good when they, you know, get the hang of it, because then they'll just be able to fry for a couple, you know, games, and then...
Yeah, for like 2 games, and then they get CDL players in the next lobby.
Yep. Fun times, fun times. But, you know, that it is what it is. We're working on it. We're having fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, even through skill-based matchmaking, MW3 is still pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, the game is actually
the game
fun.
in and of itself is fun. Its only downfall right now is skill-based matchmaking, I feel like. Like, it's a great game.
I would say that and a lot of, like, more like a bug-related stuff,
Yeah.
but it seems like, I mean, we've been playing, COD has been a thing for 20 years, and they still have buggy launches. I don't get it, but, you know.
You know, it is what it is, and you can't really do anything about it at this point, I don't feel like. Because it just keeps happening. No matter what. That's one thing that's very consistent with every COD launch. Bugs.
Yep. There were some really bad ones this year.
Yo.
Like the thing on Quarry where they took the match, they took it out of quick play for like 2 weeks because like there was a part where people would just end up spawning in the exact same spot. Like the whole lobby would just spawn in the same spot.
Heck.
I saw a bunch of videos about that, like when people were playing the day before launch and then they took it out.
That's why I didn't play it until last night for the first time.
Yeah, that's why like when we got that voting and it said Rust and Quarry, I was like, wait, Quarry's back?
Oh, there's a
I was
video
like, I
that
didn't
just
know it was back.
JP, the analyst coach for Texas, put out a YouTube video talking about scrim meta regarding weapons, maps, and GAs.
Yep. I like JP. That guy's good.
Yeah. GAs. We were talking about this a little earlier.
You know, one thing that I heard that's not a bad take, but it also shouldn't have to be a thing in the first place. But this is just how GAs work. Is I watched a clip of Abeezy talking about how he thinks that smoke grenades would be better if they were a field upgrade, and you could only use them every like minute or so. So people didn't just throw them down randomly.
Yeah.
But like also like I would rather have people like throwing smokes at their feet and running through them than like you constantly having to challenge somebody snaking a head glitch for 60 seconds of a hill.
That's fair. That is true. You know, you're gonna have to like, there's a whatchamacallit, there's like a an order of which things should be dealt with, and
yeah,
which one should be dealt with first type deal. So, yeah, no. Yeah. What else we got going on this week? Oh yeah, all the CDL rosters are locked in finally. The LA Gorillas announced their squad.
Yeah, that team basically has no employees outside of the actual players, and they did a much better job than Paris Legion at their graphic.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some, like, you can see, like, the whites. It's still not great. But you know what?
Yeah,
You know what? You gotta take what you can get, alright?
it's better than the AI generated one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Legion missed the trend by a few months on that one.
Yeah.
So when they posted it was like, really? Like, why'd you do this?
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up for comparison real quick. Yeah. They really missed the trend on this one. Like, I mean, they're great pictures, don't get me wrong. But
The funniest part to me is, why is the last one a completely different background?
yeah.
Like, what
Yeah,
happened?
like
What
literally it's
happened here?
totally different. Like these
Like,
are all
what happened here?
orange, you know. This was red.
Yeah, at least. Oh, and look at the second one. The second one's completely different dimensions than
Yeah.
the other four.
Well, this one's
Like, look at that.
biggest.
You're like,
Freaking this one's the biggest one. And then these
like,
two,
why? Like,
this
how
doesn't
are
make
we?
any sense.
How are we getting like pictures that have different dimensions and like one has a completely different background? Like, what are we doing?
Because it's AI generated. As well.
Like the league should like not approve this roster just to make them do a different graphic.
Like this is like, okay, yeah, understandable. What the frick is this? This is typing it into freaking Chat GPT and calling it a day. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's probably one of the
And that's why
laziest
I'm
things
saying
ever.
it's so funny that LAG is basically dead, but they did a much better job with their graphic.
Well, they're both like they're both like the bottom teams of the league, you know? Like I don't know, man. Put me in charge. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is put me in charge. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of those teams for you. Don't you worry. I know a thing or two. I am indeed a business major. So period.
I just think it's really funny. Like it, it's gonna be fun watching these two teams at the bottom
Oh yeah.
playing each other.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna be fighting for last place at this point.
It's like a couple days ago, I saw these uh YouTubers that make basketball videos. I saw a tweet and they said this is gonna be a really fun game to watch, and it was like the I think I don't remember which two teams were playing, but they were both like 2-14, like the worst teams in the league. And I was like, I'm like, now like that's gonna be like LHG in Paris at some point this year. Like they're gonna be like bottom of the barrel, and people are gonna see the matchup and be like, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be the only competitive match that they ever play. They're gonna be arch rivals because it's the only competitiveness they're gonna see. They're gonna get slapped every other time. That's not nice, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. You've got attach on that Vegas though, which is very interesting.
I mean, that was probably about the only team that would pick him up. I mean, I love Attach, but like he, I think he's in the downturn of his career.
Yeah. Okay. So you know Aaron Create, right?
Yeah.
He said his reply to this Las Vegas tweet like the announcement tweet, using AI to announce a team has got to be up there with one of the laziest things I've ever seen.
I know. If they would have done that like as like a mock announcement or something, or been like, oh, we already did our announcement, we'll do the AI version, it would be fine. Or if
Yeah.
they would have done it when the trend was the thing, but like they've just completely missed the mark everywhere.
Yep. The mark is over here, and they're on the opposite side.
The other thing is, the other thing that's really funny is the fact that nobody has signed a Seams team, which was supposed to be LAG, but then that coach came in and took over and just said, "Oh, I want my own roster."
Yeah.
Um, and nobody has signed Temp's team, and yet those two teams are two of the best teams in scrims, and they're challengers teams. Like Temp's team,
Interesting.
outside of like when they play against FaZe, they do pretty well. Like
Interesting.
they get smoked by FaZe, like they were getting spawn trapped by Celium, and like they all rage quitted. But like against any other team, they play pretty well.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the league starts up here pretty soon, I think. Right?
The first league match I think is December 8th.
Yeah, so like 9 days. Next Friday.
Yeah,
So we're just gonna have to, they're gonna be grinding and grinding and grinding, and we're just gonna be about over here grinding camos. Two different types of players here. Ones that grind eights in scrims, and ones that grinds camos, and we are the camel grinders. So
well, I'm saving that competitive grind for X Defiant. I mean,
yeah, gotta X Defiant's gonna be a good game. I'm excited. I want to do what I want to do with Call of Duty before X Defiant comes out. So when X Defiant comes out, I can devote myself to it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get these camos done before X Defiant comes out. It'll be weird though because I have never, outside of doing Dark Ether super fast, I have never gotten camos done this quick. And at this rate, I think that by the end of the year, I could have the zombies and the multiplayer camos, and that'll be weird because I'll be like, what do I do now?
Wait for X Defiant. Do all the like calling card challenges and stuff. 100% the game.
I'm kind of, and I think Wyatt and everybody's on the same, is in the same boat. So we might all be taking a little bit of a break for multiplayer for this, but I think a lot of people are excited for Warzone. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for it, to be honest. I want to play it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a decent map from what I've seen. I don't know how it's gonna play like with Warzone, but and we're learning the map because we're playing zombies. Like we already have like a good leg up on all these other people that don't play zombies. You're like, I don't want to play zombies. I don't like playing zombies. Well, listen here, bud. We're learning the Warzone map before you. So when you drop in on the first day that it releases and you're like, I don't know where I am. Well, let me tell you what. I know where I am, and I'm gonna come and shoot you. And you're gonna die.
Well, that's one thing that I think is kind of funny. Is like there were a lot of like streamers who were like, everybody was like, "Are you gonna try zombies? Are you gonna do zombies for camos?" And they were like, "Nah, I'm just gonna play multiplayer." And then you got like people like TP like playing zombies, grinding the missions, doing the camos. Like like J God did the camos already for multiplayer and zombies. He did all the act missions. Like he grinded like crazy.
Because that's the way you gotta do it. You know?
I mean, J God, like literally, he finished this like a couple days ago. I think like over the weekend, but he literally has all the multiplayer camos. He has all the MW3 zombies camos. He did all the zombies missions, and he did all the MW2 gun zombies camos.
Damn. I wish that was me, on God, but that unfortunately I have school. If okay, transport back to like pandemic, I would have had this. I would have had this done. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I'm saying we need to do like the missions in zombies because when we unlock Act 2, we get a second insured weapon slot. So then we can always take 2 guns with us.
I already take 2 guns with me.
Well, yeah, but the other gun is something random because you don't have 2 slots. So you just have to hope you have the gun you're wanting to level up.
Well, that's the thing is because like I don't have. There's a lot of guns that I don't have leveled up, so I just take in one of those, and I just destroy the ones that I already have done. It's a system. It's a system. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I really don't have anything else to talk about today. What about you, Discipline? Anything else you want to bring up, or?
I mean, aside from that, I mean, probably. I mean, we're looking at like. I mean, obviously the league hasn't started yet, but one of the things that a lot of pros have been talking about recently is that apparently sometime after the second weekend of league matches, which is like at that point it would be like a couple weeks after season 1 started. There's supposed to be an update that is supposed to change a lot of stuff when it comes to like hardpoint and stuff. Like,
Okay.
I've heard that spawns are changing. I've heard that some maps, the hills are changing. Like, there's one hill on Skid Row that's really annoying right now because it's in the top of a building, and apparently it's moving to the bottom of the building. That'll be a lot better. There's maybe like I think there's a couple rotation changes, like where they switch a couple hills around in the rotation. Like, apparently there's some big update coming, and while it does sound good on the surface, they're doing it in the middle of the like qualifiers, so it might screw the first qualifiers. Like, we might not have a good accurate representation of who's going to be good at the major based off the qualifiers.
Or it also could be like a true testament to see like how well teams can like you know like what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? Deception. How well teams can adjust.
How they can, yeah, how well they can make adjustments and who's going to be good after the patch.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I think they should do, and I don't think they'll do this because it's a CDL. It's like, who knows? But I think that when that patch comes out, they should cancel that weekend's matches and give them like an extra week to play it, and then maybe it would be more accurate.
Maybe, but I don't know. That means they'd have to like postpone a lot of different things and
Well, they could do that, or they could do like in Cold War when they had that super week where they played matches like all week.
well, that's true. I do remember that. That was good. Everybody loved that week. Um I'm down to see that. Let's do it. Let's run it. Super week.
It
Let's
was
run it.
really fun that week because there was like at least 2 matches on like all week, like
Mm-hmm.
Monday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, let's do another Super Week Call of Duty League. Let's get it. Let's run it. If we don't see it, we're gonna be a very upsetty spaghetti. I don't know. I think an update one might be good. I haven't really played too much Hardpoint. I haven't done like Hardpoint grind yet. Um,
Yeah, I've really only played hardpoint in pubs, but I can see
yeah,
a lot of these problems. Like, I have had some bad spawns in hardpoint in
yeah,
pubs and stuff.
yeah. I've been playing a lot of Rust 24/7, so I can't really say too much on that one because
Oh, I know that Rust is a small map, granted, but it's not nearly a small shipment. I should not be watching people spawn. But there are some places on Rust where I can kill somebody and then just watch them spawn across the map.
yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just, man, I love this game. I love this game. If I wasn't already getting married to a human being, I would marry this game.
You gotta save that for X Defiant.
I know. That's why divorce exists. So I can divorce Call of Duty and then remarry X Defiant, you know?
What was that thing I heard somebody say one time? Somebody said, like, you can't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. That's you with COD and X Defiant. Like,
Yeah.
right now you love COD, but X Defiant's gonna come out and you'll be like, what? I was
What?
playing COD. I forgot.
What? What's Call of Duty? Don't know her. I, and all jokes aside, though, I do indeed spend time with Riss over Call of Duty. We have a system. Riss knows how much I want to play. I play, and Riss plays with me. and they will do other things if I'm playing, so I am not ruining my relationship for this game.
Honestly, like Erica and I've done this for so long where we just like doing separate things together. So I
Mm-hmm.
can just grind all the COD I want. She doesn't really care. We just talk while we're doing
Yeah, that's what Riss and I
it.
do. That's what Riss and I. The other night, Riss was like drawing. We were home, and I was playing COD on the Xbox. Just that's just what we were just sitting next to each other, talking and playing games. So, it's just separate things together. It's a good thing. All right. Well, I don't know, Deception. You got anything else? I'm tapped on stuff. You
I
know
think
me.
that's
I've been
about it.
kind of
We run through things so fast
yeah.
now.
I don't know, man.
That's
I've been
why sometimes I like when we don't have set topics because we just run through things so fast when we know what we're going to talk about.
yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. I just this week in general, I've really I've been off the grid as far as what's going on. Uh, had a lot of my brain is really not all there yet. I'm still trying to go back to being a functioning human being in society. Like I went to class this morning. I took yesterday and Monday off of class.
Yeah.
It's been a hot mess of my life recently, so I'm just trying to get back into it. But next week's podcast will be better, I promise.
I've been
Mainly,
trying to get back into it too. I was sick last week, so I wasn't having a good time either.
yeah, we'll talk more about like what's to come with season 1 next week, and we'll get more into that stuff and some other things too that we got some cool things coming.
Yeah, season 1 literally drops like this time next week. So
Yep,
like
we'll
we'll be
cover it.
talking about all the stuff that was posted and all the reveals and stuff within the last week, and then right after the podcast it drops.
Yep.
So we'll be
So
playing it.
we'll be playing it. We'll be talking about it beforehand, and we'll give you our honest review the next week. You know how we do out here. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Climb Together podcast. This has been your host, TonageScorp, here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, stay tuned for the podcast. We stream it live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Peace.